So, whenever I find an article and I read it, it can't just be that article and we'll put it up and there'll be a little video to it and that'll be the end of it. Once you do digging, there's always more to the story. And here we are, November 6, 2023. Also, I'd like to note, it's cold outside and the dogs are in the house. And they might bark and they might growl. And if that you have a problem with that, I'm so sorry. I want to apologize for that in advance. Also, the washing machine's running, so you might hear that one. I don't know, it's on the other side of the house. It might be alright. No, I don't give a shit. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Olmsted County Detention Deputy arrested on, now you know, YouTube don't like some words, so I'm not going to say them, but I'll point them out. Charges. Rochester police took an Olmsted County Detention Deputy into custody Thursday in an undercover sex crime investigation, according to RPD Public Information Officer Amanda Grayson. 44-year-old Matthew Adamson with the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office was taken into custody at a Rochester shopping center around 6:30 p.m. on November 2nd. Police claim Anderson had exchanged online chat messages with an undercover investigator who was posing as a child under 14, and had planned to meet the child at the shopping center for Captain Tim Parkin with the OCSO confirmed that Anderson worked for the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office. Adamson, who has worked for the Sheriff's Office for 18.5 years and is listed as a corporal according to his LinkedIn, has been placed on paid administrative leave. That'll teach him. It won't. Here, you gotta think about what you did, but while you're thinking about it, we'll just sell you a paycheck. Parkin said. The Olmsted County Sheriff's Office released the following statement Monday, November 6th. Matt Adamson was assigned as a detention deputy corporal working in the adult detention center. He is an 18-year employee. Immediately upon the sheriff's office learning of the investigation related to Mr. Adamson, he was placed on administrative leave per our policy. Any further questions or comments should be directed to the Rochester Police Department and the Minnesota BCA. Now, BCA is like something like Bureau of Criminal Allegations or Bureau of Criminal something. I don't know. According to Grayson, Adamson faces the following felony charges: engage, hire, prostitution, individual under age of 14, solicitation, child through electronic communications, conduct with a child. Tiffany Hawkins and the Olmsted County Attorney's Office said Adamson's case will be prosecuted by Mower County. According to court documents filed Friday, Rochester Police and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehensions were investigating individuals who used the web to children Wednesday, November 1st. According to court documents, Adamson is accused of messaging an undercover detective with RPD using a persona of a 13-year-old girl and asking for her age and gender and offering to buy her White Claw for various acts. According to the court documents, the undercover detective repeated the persona's age 13 several times between November 1st and 2nd. According to court documents, Adamson initiated a second online conversation with a Minnesota BCA agent who was pretending to be a 14-year-old girl. I want this to jump one more time. Court documents allege that Adamson sent a photo of his face to the BCA agent as well as a picture of his work boots. Okay. According to court documents, the background in the photo of Anderson's boots appeared to be an Olmsted County courtroom. Adamson allegedly asked the BCA agent posing as a 14-year-old if she would be comfortable meeting in person. According to court documents, he also requested that RPD detective meet him at a specific location in Rochester. And here is it's called probable cause statement, affidavit, whatever you want to call it. The reason that this is going. According to the court documents, police surveilled Adams as he left his job at the Olmsted County Work Release Center, part of the Adult Detention Center, and drove to the arranged meeting location. Police allege that Adamson approached a decoy set up by law enforcement and called out to her by using the detective's online persona name. He was booked into the Mower County Jail, according to Grayson. Mower County Judge Jeffrey Kritzer set Adams' bail at $10,000 with conditions including no social media or contact with persons under 18, or $100,000 with no conditions. Now, he'll probably take the $100,000 with no conditions because what he can do is he can get a bail bondsman that's probably his buddy. Will fill out paperwork saying, yeah, I got my 10%, here you go, let him out. And that's how that'll work. So this is one of 4. Next. Olmsted County began termination process of now former deputy after charges were filed. And this one is December 7th, 2023, Rochester. Olmsted County began working to fire a county detention deputy shortly after charges related to were brought against him, according to Olmsted County Administrator Heidi Welch. Matthew Richardson Adams, 44, was initially charged in late October with attempting to, but now faces additional charges after law enforcement found and what appears to be screen captures of female detainees in Adamson's former place of employment, the Olmsted County Adult Detention Center, according to court documents. Adamson was employed by the Sheriff's Office from 2005 to 2023. He was placed on administrative leave following his initial charges, but the process to fire a public employee takes time, Welch said, adding that a required hearing to terminate Adamson's employment needed to be held at the end of November. County Board Chairman Greg Wright said during a committee meeting that the county will continue to respond in the aftermath of the charges. This is one of those situations where it's never good for anybody involved, he said. Everybody loses, do they? We'll see. He said he worries the public could lose confidence in public employees as a result of the charges. The county needs to show the case is an anomaly. It is not an anomaly. I have several of them up, and I have several more on the editor right now, and it is not an anomaly. What is an anomaly is when they actually get charged for what they did, they don't plea down the lesser of the crimes, and they actually go to prison, and they die there. That would be an anomaly. We do the best we can to screen individuals when we employ them, Wright said. Earlier this year, Adamson was caught in a law enforcement undercover sting conducted by the Rochester Police Department and state investigators as he tried to meet up with someone he thought was a teenage girl. Wright said the county acted quickly as it could. Did they? When we do find out, we act as swiftly as we can to protect the public and protect employees, he said. Public, not so much. Employees, absolutely, they'll protect them. He added that the county will do the best it can to restore any lost confidence. Good luck. Adamson's new charges allege that he owned a hard drive that contained nude screenshots of women being detained at the Olmsted County Adult Detention Center, in addition to videos and images that included underage girls in different bathrooms that appeared to be taken without their consent. Following Adamson's release from jail on November 6th, he told his wife he planned to destroy 2 hard drives at the residence, but was prevented from doing so because his wife locked the hard drives in a safe, prosecutors allege. Adamson's wife contacted RPD about the hard drives, and officers examined several terabits of the data on Adamson's electronic devices over several weeks. Police found numerous screen captures from surveillance cameras inside the ADC that depicted at least 3 different women detained in a facility in various states of undress. Police also found screen grabs from Adamson's body camera that showed a woman lifting her shirt up, according to court documents. In addition to the jailhouse images, court documents say police found hundreds of videos and images from hidden cameras placed in at least 5 different restrooms that featured 3 adult women and 3 girls between the ages of 10 and 20 years old. The series was taken between 2015 and 2019. He hid cameras in there. You can't make this up. Investigators have identified the 4 women captured on the ADC surveillance cameras, but they do not know the identity of the people in the restroom series. It's become a series. He's done it so much. Law enforcement also found multiple images of at least 3 girls between 8 and 12 years old that depicted them performing, according to court documents. Due to the amounts of data on Adamson's electronic devices, their forensic analysis is ongoing. In total, Adamson faces 3 felonies related to soliciting, 3 felonies related to 4 gross misdemeanors relating to interference with somebody's privacy, and 1 gross misdemeanor related to the misconduct of a public official. His next court appearance is scheduled for January 24th, 2024, and we'll see that. Also, I want you to remember all these charges. The alleged conduct described in these criminal complaints is inconsistent with the values of the Sheriff's Office, the work of the individual Sheriff's Office employees who have dedicated their lives to public service and the communities we have sworn to serve. Please stop. Give me a break. You notice they all say that. They all get the same memo. Olmsted County Sheriff Kevin Torgerson said in a statement on Thursday afternoon, the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office takes great pride in the trust the public places in us to respect and support all people in our communities. We will continue to serve and protect our communities to the best of our judgment and abilities. Well, y'all are about to see what the best of their judgment and abilities is. Olmsted County Attorney Mark Ostrom has recused himself from both cases and appointed assistant Moore County attorneys to lead Adamson's prosecution. RPD was initially tipped off to Adamson's behavior by a local YouTube vigilante, Chase Johnston. Johnston claimed Adamson attempted to solicit a girl, but the information was never forwarded to the Olmsted County Attorney's Office at the direction of Olmsted. Commissioner Sheila Cascaden said the county will also need to address the morale within the sheriff's department. I don't know what that's got to do with anything, but yeah. And once this YouTuber came to light, they were mad at the YouTuber because he's not law enforcement. I'm concerned that one bad actor does not demoralize an entire department that has a really strong role in protecting the community, she said. Please stop. She said the county will need to take lessons learned from the incident and look toward the future. Deputy County Administrator Travis Grainson said Olmsted County Victim Services will be reaching out to the victims in the case when appropriate. Adamson also worked as a police officer in St. Charles from 2003 to 2007 and with a Rochester Public Schools substitute teacher from 2003 to 2005. Of course, always got to be around the children. There's got to be more to this going back this far. He is one of two former law enforcement officials currently charged in Olmsted County with a former Rochester police officer, Timothy Robertson Morganson, 23, of Rochester, is charged with third-degree criminal conduct. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. Charges also mention his position of authority over the victims. I'll be looking into that one. Morganson accused of that high school in 2022 according to criminal complaint. And that's that one. So, remember that you can't, here's the standard. I mean, you, please stop. Rochester Vigilante says police knew a year ago about deputy now charged with, of course they did. They always know. They always know. They lie. They cover. Law enforcement knew a year ago that an Olmsted County Sheriff's deputy was trying to lure a local vigilante who hunts and confronts child predators, says Matthew Richard Adamson, a 18-year veteran deputy with the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office, currently faces 3 felonies after he was caught in an undercover sting conducted by Rochester and state investigators earlier this month as he tried to meet up with someone he thought was a teenage girl. The arrest and charges seem to validate concerns expressed by Chase Johnston, a local vigilante who is known for online video recordings in which he confronts alleged. Johnston said he reported Adamson to both the Sheriff's Office and Rochester Police Department for similar behavior that he discovered in May of last year. I reported this over a year ago, and it's concerning that they never followed up. Johnston said, they didn't take me seriously, and now I'm facing prison time for trying to expose these people. Johnston is awaiting charges related to one of his broadcasted stings. RPD investigated absences after Johnston's report. Department spokeswoman Amanda Grayson said she did not respond to questions about the investigations. The Sheriff's Office did not immediately respond to questions regarding Johnston's allegations last year against Adamson. Olmsted County Attorney Mark Ostrom's office policy is that all reported be sent to his office for review for any charging decisions. A county attorney spokeswoman said her office has not until now received a report alleging any criminal by Adamson, but of course not. They had that shit. Grayson said the report last year was not sent to the Olmsted County Attorney's Office because it did not meet the burden of proof for the prosecution. Burden of proof is law enforcement didn't do it, law enforcement didn't find it, so they're not going to investigate it. They knew a year before this, so that would be 2022, at least they knew. Ostrom had recused himself from Adamson's case, which is standard practice for charges involving local law officers. A Malheur County assistant county attorney has been assigned as a special prosecutor. Yeah, because they all buddy, and they don't want to, get up there and, put their buddies in jail. A public data request into any incidents regarding Adamson is currently pending with the police records department. Johnston shared screenshots of 2 conversations he had with Adamson on the social media application Whisper, an anonymous messaging app. In the conversation, Johnston posed as a 13 and 14-year-old girl. Adamson had made a public post on the app offering to buy alcohol for anyone under 21 years old in Rochester in exchange for services, and in another post offered to meet up with the women. Johnston responded to the messages, and Adamson suggested and offered to meet at a Rochester Target. Adamson sent a picture of himself in one of the chats. When he saw the image, Johnson said he was shocked and in disbelief. The second I saw the picture, I knew exactly who he was, Johnson said. I knew his name. He was such a nice guy when I knew him from the jail back in the day, he said. Johnston and Adamson never ended up meeting. Johnson reported what he had found to law enforcement, and from his perspective, nothing appeared to come of it until November 2nd, 2023. That was when Adamson was arrested as he tried to meet someone he thought was a teenage girl at a Rochester shopping center. His arrest was part of a joint investigation by RPD and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension earlier this month. Of course, because law enforcement has to make sure they're the center of attention so they can try and make themselves look good. You can't bring nothing to them and expect that they will investigate it. They will do their own shit on their own time. Adamson has been employed by the Sheriff's Office since 2005, according to his LinkedIn profile. He worked at the Sheriff's Office in St. Charles 2003-2007, Rochester School 2003-2005. We knew that. He's been placed on administrative leave. Olmsted County Sheriff's Office, we knew that. Has known local law enforcement some time, having a string of assault, theft, and drunk driving charges over the years. Okay. Johnston has been known to local law enforcement for some time, having a string of assault, theft, and drunk driving charges over the years, but it wasn't until last year he began contacting police himself as a YouTube child predator vigilante. Since Johnston began his attempt to sting the Olmsted County Attorney's Office has charged him with two separate cases. A related to one of Johnston's stings was eventually dismissed as part of the deal with Johnston, in which Johnston pled guilty to lesser non-charge. He is still facing a felony stalking charge. Mr. Johnston's aggressive nature is also very problematic for the safety of all parties. RPD strongly discourages confrontational practices like these ones used in the videos, according to a joint statement of RPD and Olmsted County Attorney's Office last year. Adamson is one of two law enforcement officials currently charged in Olmsted County with a former Rochester officer, and we already knew that. Morganson, and we're going to look into Morganson later too. So yeah, this little vigilante guy decided that he was going to turn this one in, and then what they do? They went digging on him. You can't make this up, but they see something, say something. Never. Here's where we're at. Former Olmsted deputy, or jail deputy, enters guilty pleas in local cases. A former Olmsted County deputy entered petitions to plead guilty to saving photos of undressed Rochester jail detainees, as well as placing hidden cameras in bathrooms to film women. In exchange for his plea, Olmsted County will dismiss Matthew Adamson's additional and public officer misconduct charges, as well as an entire case which led to the discovery of Adams' extensive everything that is the most serious that he has done. Stop. They are going to drop that. You can't make it. You can't get rid of him. You can't make. You just. It's ridiculous. You can't make this up. Adamson, who remains at the Sherburne Alphabet County Jail, was sentenced to about 19.5 years in prison after pleading guilty to in federal court. According to his plea agreement, if accepted, Adamson would be sentenced to 364 days he has already served in various county jails since his arrest in 2023. The convictions would not then add to Adamson's federal prison time. Adamson's plea hearing is scheduled for February 18th, and we're at the 10th, I believe it is. So we will almost. You can't make this. You can't get rid of them. You can't make it up. If they tell you see something, say something. No, as long as you ain't seeing something and saying something against the thin blue line, feel free to see something, say something. But if you say something against them, they will come and then hunt you down, and they will search through everything. They will look you up. They will hunt you down, and anything that you might have, I don't know, jaywalked when you were 17 in a state that you haven't lived in 30 years, and they'll put that on blast. You might have got a DUI when you were 21, which was 30 years ago. They'll put that on blast. This shit here, they're not going to have you doing that. They're not going to have you bringing it to their attention, and they're damn sure not going to do anything about it. In exchange for his plea, Olmsted County will dismiss Matthew Adamson's additional and public officer misconduct charges, as well as an entire case which led to the discovery of what he was doing. You can't make this up. I can't. Anyway, I can't keep going on with this. I feel my blood pressure going up as it is. Also, 90% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed. I mean, you're already at your computer or you got your phone in your hand. Feel free to just click the button and like and share, and I am out.